money working for you, the magic of the 10%. So now that you have worked through much of the psychology you have around money, you can start to implement the things that access what I like to call money magic. And yes, by the way, there is such a thing as money magic. And one of those that is a must is this thing called your 10%. So 10% or tithing is the Hebrew word for 10, which is like a practice that the Hebrews have known forever and many other cultures. There's a book called The Richest Man in Babylon where he talks about the 10% a lot. And essentially it's putting away 10% of everything that you earn. And in The Richest Man in Babylon, he talks about using it for, to give back to the community essentially. And that's also what the Hebrews do. They use it to strengthen their communities. And what I'm going to suggest is that you create a 10% account that's for honoring you, tithing to the church of you. And what is most relevant about the 10% thing is that it starts teaching you how to have money. So in the expanding your financial comfort zone video, I talked about how all of us have a comfort zone around money, even if that's debt. That might be our familiarity with money. And so we tend to go towards our set point with money, what feels normal. Our bodies have these set points as well. They talk a lot about it in exercise science and a lot in diet science about how bodies have a set point where you're sort of neurologically and biochemically set in the body for the body to be a certain way, and changing that set point takes a while. Same with money. You have to change your set point or your comfort zone with money. And so one of the things that 10% does is it teaches people how to have money. And Gary, my dad, gave me this advice to start putting away 10% long ago. And I started doing it, and then I spent it. And then I did it again, and I spent it again. And what happens when you spend your 10% is that you go back to like worse than you were before you started putting away your 10%. I guarantee this is a thing. If you have to find out for yourself, by all means do so. But it is highly advised that you do not ever spend that 10% because you need to change the way that you think from I'm saving money to use eventually to I'm adding this money to my 10% account to keep me company for my entire life. So this is a way of training yourself on how to have money, because remember there's a video on the difference between getting money and having money. And having money is really where you want to be to access that sense of having that and getting into like the financial magic physics of money. You have to have this vibration of having in your world. There cannot be this lack, like there's not enough or there won't be enough again, which is where a lot of people save from, or there's going to be like a problem in the future that you need to save for. That is not what the 10% account is for. By all means, have a separate savings account if that's what you want to do. But the 10% account is literally money to keep you company for the rest of your life. And what occurs is each and every one of us has a magic number. And when we reach that amount in our 10% accounts, it starts creating this critical mass where it starts pulling money towards it. This is the physics of having, the physics of money, the physics of magic money, the magic of money. When you reach your magic number, and it's, like I said, it's different for everybody. Mine was $100,000. When I had that $100,000 in my 10% account, I didn't even really notice until later. When I looked back and I realized when I hit that $100,000 in my 10% account, every stress I had about money stopped. And there was just this like easy sense with money. And more money was coming into my life than ever before. And I attribute that to the critical mass of the 10%. So this is real. This is like a real thing. You see this also, I think it's very akin to like exercise science or diet science. There's a thing where the more like muscle metabolizes more than fat. So like if you want to lose weight, they tell you to build muscle, lean body mass, because that lean body mass increases the metabolism of the body. Just like the body mass of the 10% increases the metabolism, your ability to metabolize energy into money and access more of the gifting and receiving flows. 10% is crucial. Now, you can keep your 10% in whatever method works for you. When I first started doing it in my early 20s, I kept it in an envelope in the closet. I didn't have very much money then, so I could do that. I've since converted it into, I have my 10% bank account, but then I also have, I've converted my 10% into stuff like gold and silver. We advise that you don't use it to make investments in things that are volatile, or into like animals that eat, or into, I would say probably also not houses and property. You're gonna have to see how that works for you. I've done that and it totally didn't work for me. I used my 10% at one point towards a real estate investment, and it created this like black hole in my life where I was panicked about money until I replaced all the 10% that I had taken out. So I learned through trial and error how the 10% best works for me. I turned my 10% into this diamond. This is I don't know if you can, is that focusing? Right? So it's like a 3.5 carat G VS1 heart diamond. This is my 10%, right? This is a store of value that is not money I'll ever spend. It's not something I'll give away. It's not something I'll use. It keeps me company in my life. So you have to find the way of keeping your 10% in a way that works for you, but it can never be about using it for that potential rainy day that's coming. So start that 10% today. You take 10% off of your income before taxes. So it's 10% of the cream. And have fun. And notice if you get uncomfortable having that 10% there, if you want to spend it, or I'm sure you can find a million reasons to use it, or, I'll just borrow from my 10%. All of that is an indication of where you're not willing to have money. So again, having money is paramount to having money. Let me say that in a different way. Do you have a sense of having in your life? Do you have, or are you on the getting and getting rid of cycle? Implement the 10% for all of money to come to you with ease and joy and glory.